This video has been filmed at least 9 times. Every time I do it, I forget something, I get something wrong, someone interrupts, the phone goes, or I just outright bleep it up. You can see there is stuff. Let's talk about foam. There is a lot of it. There is a lot of variations on it. And this is partly because somebody said the other day polystyrene is expensive, and this is polystyrene, and that's polystyrene, and that's polystyrene, and then this stuff isn't polystyrene, it's XPS foam, and then this isn't XPS foam, this is PIR. And then Cross, who makes very good videos on campaign terrain, has this strange concept that our foam is better than American foam. To which I can only say, I don't get it. No, it's not. In America, you can buy XPS foam in sheets like this that are like 3 meters by 2 meters from Lowe's, which is the American equivalent to B&Q. But you can buy big sheets of that thick foam for about $8. In the UK, the same foam, XPS foam, extruded polystyrene, is not readily available. You can buy it, hence the sheet here. It tends to be by minimum orders of 10 sheets, like 3 meters square sheets, for underfloor heating. Generally, it's not readily available because apparently it's too efficient. That is the official word. The British government has banned XPS foam from being used as wall and cavity insulation because it's too efficient and it stops fires. But when you do, it doesn't melt. Yeah, this is a bad idea. The Chimera's doing her weird dance. Better? So, the XPS foam apparently is too efficient and doesn't catch fire easily enough. Kind of thing you'd think you'd want in wall cavity insulation. But no, we have to have this stuff. This is called PIR and it's horrible. It cuts like, it's like the stuff you stick flower arrangements in. It's that really porous, horrible stuff. And I'm doing this at arm's length because it smokes and it burns. Now putting that as far away from me as possible because it stinks and the fumes are toxic. It comes with this sort of hard sort of paper card cover which you can stick plasterboard onto or plaster onto. You find all of this in skips and outside in the dump of building sites because people buy it in bulk and it's really, really cheap and then they just throw it away because it's useless. It's good for big bulky terrain pieces like making stuff, but you don't really want to be doing too much with it. You don't want to be cutting it, you don't want to be burning it, and it's got this dusty film which when I finish I'm going to have to go and completely wash my hands and face and everything to get rid of this thing because it's really nasty, it's toxic. And for some reason Cross seems to think that this is great. You can have it, Cross. I'd send it to you but it'll cost a fortune to send. I can feel it in my throat now. This stuff is better, but buying it in the UK is a real hit or miss. There was a video when I did the other channel and I called it Foamgate because trying to get the right stuff, this stuff in the UK, is real just hit or miss. I've got sheets of this. This has got like a film, you can see it's a reflective film covering it. You get a knife and you cut into it, it's got a popcorn kind of texture. But it's not nice. It's okay, it's better than the PIR, but it's not as good as the XPS. Not as compressed. You can see it's got ridges and things in it, so when you cut into it, it's much more porous, I guess. XPS foam, extruded polystyrene, the good stuff, the proper stuff, is a lot more compressed. When you cut into it, you can cut brickwork and things. When you snap it, you hear that difference in the sound. It doesn't tear. This stuff you can hear it snaps apart because it's pieces, whereas this is very fine, whereas this is bigger. There is of course this stuff, which everyone knows, and it comes in various densities. This is just polystyrene. This is what, when you buy a kettle, you get it's covered in. And this is really popcorny. It flakes like crazy. It's in fighters. Makes it melt. And it's great for creating shapes. I'm really giving yourself a toxic lung. This is a shaped piece which has come off of something else. This is better. This is, you can see the popcorn effect on this, which means it's lighter, but when you cut it, even though you can see the pieces of the foam still in their popcorny state, it doesn't crumble. If it's moulded and shaped, then you know it's a better polystyrene. An example of this was my dungeon from my D&D game a few weeks back, where I had all the jars in it, and because you can see it's got all these holes in it, you know full well that this is the better polystyrene. You can see the bubbling popcorn effect, as I called it. If you're going to make buildings or something, like you want a big mass of it, getting all the stuff from the bins and skips and the stuff that's moulded and got weird shapes, this is better than just getting sheets of polystyrene. That makes sense? So, order of preference, avoid this like the plague. Cheap polystyrene is still better than PIR, even though it fakes, but you can melt it as long as you ventilate the room. The moulded polystyrene, the crafting XPS foam, and tends to be marketed as for crafting, has this kind of shiny face on it. It's thicker and better than polystyrene, but it's still kind of porousy and it's not as good. This stuff is the best stuff, the underfloor heating foam, but you have to buy it in bulk and sheets. So there's your foam, and also obviously you just got soft foam, which was actually held a model. The other week I got a model and it was like wrapped in it, but I kept it because it looked like a love heart. That's the reason I've got it. As to actual terrain, well, I've been playing D&D for the last few months and I've been making terrain and stuff, making the models and things for people. And so I've got a lot of this. This is the hard XPS foam. And this is really good for creating rooms and things because you just do that. I mean, granted, I'm talking to people that do this a lot and played a lot more than me, probably built a lot more terrain than me, but I like dioramas and terrain. There's a doorway and you have a room. What could have happened here? This is an entire room. You've just built a room for your game to take place in. And of course, you don't actually have to stick to foam for your games. I found this the other day. I won't get them all out, it's tons. And it's wooden blocks, building blocks, kids' building blocks. You can make entire settlements and structures and things out of it. That's a whole thing unto itself, and then I mean, you could claim that that's a room and that's a thing, and you've got to go through there, and this whole place feels like it's about to fall down. But this stuff I think I'm going to come back to and sand it down, paint it up, and make into new terrain. See, it fell down. The other beauty of this stuff is can't set fire to it. The point of this video is don't use PIR, and PIR is horrible. Do use this stuff, the moulded polystyrene. This stuff is good for packing, like filling in spaces. Don't buy crafting XPS foam because it's not as good. Do buy the XPS foam off of eBay. There'll be a link below in the video because this is damn stuff better than anything else you can get, and you can get in really thin strips as well as in big bulky packs. Right, next time I'm going to sand down all of these random arches and pieces of wood and things, and we can make some actual terrain. I've also got barrels, cover them and make them into wine barrels and beer barrels instead of being toxic barrels, probably full up with PIR. Well, there we go. That's a rambling video about foam. I'll make anything into a content, really. I'm going to go because it's getting really dark in here and everything's gone really grainy. See you soon. I've filmed this like 9 times, and every time something is wrong or somebody gets involved, and so I'm trying this again once and for all with all of the supplies, and I'm going to put you down. It's the day after my operation on my knee, so I'll get on now. Ow! I've only just had my knee operated on. Bugger, I've sat still for too long. Ow! That's really useless, that is. I've got this mirror. It's supposed to help you see. Problem is, it doesn't fit. This is a rambling video. This is probably why it's taken me 10 times to make it, because it actually has no real point. Okay, you're slightly tilted, but you're going to have to watch it like that.